Good morning. Fantastic day yesterday with all the protests all over the place against the restrictions. I'll talk about this. First, I want to say something about the election in the Netherlands, which was on the 17th. This could be preliminary, but I think this is the result. The Netherlands is a very important country. We are all important, but they are paying a lot of money to the EU. And there's a lot of waking up in the Netherlands. See? So here it is. Geert Wilders, you know about this guy. He lost 3 seats compared to last election. The winner is the sitting PM, Mark Rutte. He will be the PM again. He will need to work with, I think, 2 other parties, but he will be the PM. Mark Rutte is, maybe if you are nice, you could call him conservative. So-called conservative. He's a top globalist guy. There are some good news from this election though. I think it's my favorite party, Forum for Democracy, FVD. They gained 8 seats. They did very, very well. And all the left-wing parties did bad. All of them. Some of them terrible. So that's great. Well now, so for the protests. We had great protests in Sweden. One of the great ones was in Malmö, actually. Lots of people, peaceful. Yeah. So this was good. London was huge. And in many, many cities in the UK, there were protests. And as far as I understand, it was peaceful. Not many arrests. And then this guy is stepping forward. I think he's becoming the leader of the resistance against the restrictions. Piers Corbyn. I'm starting to like this guy. He was speaking to the crowd. He said he will never take the shot. And he said that the scale of deaths was not dissimilar to those from flu each year. Yeah, if I was living in the UK, I would support this guy. He's the brother of the old Labour Party leader, Jeremy Corbyn. All right. Germany was huge too. Yeah, different. The police was much tougher in Germany, from what I can see. They used water cannons, batons, many arrests. But it was very big in Germany, in Berlin. And there was this small town, I think it's a small town, I never heard of it, Kassel, where apparently there were more than 20,000 people who participated in the protests. Something is going on, of course. Yeah. Now we have a situation, of course, with the politicians. They don't seem to be listening at all. They are just ignoring this. That's the situation. One more example. Turin, in Italy. They had protests, and you know, the police, they took off their helmets and shields and put them on the ground to show support for the protesters. This is beautiful. Well, yeah, that's the situation we have. The politicians, they don't seem to listen at all. They don't want to see this. Right? But I think there is a trend right now, and that is that the media is slowly starting to turn in favor of the protesters. I don't know if you have seen any of this. This is what I see. It's a slow process, and I don't know why. See, I don't. They are not supposed to support this, but they are starting to. Yeah, that's what I see. Maybe it's because, you know, this is so basic. the right to protest. But I don't think that's the reason. I think they are aware of what people are saying about this now. They are starting to become aware of it. And they still, they want to do business, these people in media. Yeah. Maybe that's the reason. All right, now the big situation that we have is, of course, the politicians. They don't want to listen, and they have to. Yeah. I'm in favor of the death penalty. I am. Tougher punishments. Back in the old days, you would get a death sentence if you committed treason against your people. Yeah. It was almost automatic. Now, it's not like this at all. You are treated like a hero if you commit treason to your country. Yeah. The whole system is rigged so that you would, in order to make a career, you would have to betray your people. That's the system. And of course, this needs to change. So I'm in favor of the death penalty. Yeah, bring it back. They will have to learn. Yeah. In Sweden we had the death penalty. The last one who was executed in Sweden was back in 1910. Yeah. Bring it back. Absolutely. And another thing that we had in Sweden in the 1800s was something called skam, pole. The pole of shame. Yeah, it was a beautiful thing. It was just a pole made out of wood or stone. And it was located usually in the town square. And you could get sentenced to the pole of shame. So they tied you up to the pole around your neck. And then you had to stand there. See? I want this back. Yeah. I recommend that we should have them maybe in shopping malls or at the airport. You see? You could have a big line of them. Poles, right? And first you have these, the drug pushers. There should be a big sign on their chest with their name and what they did, you see? And you have the drug pushers, and then you have the pedophiles, and then you have a long line of poles for the politicians who lied, and the bureaucrats, you see? That would be nice. That would change things. Absolutely. And then the death penalty for those politicians who commit treason against their own nation. Yeah. I don't think you have to kill many of them before you will see the effect. It will be very quick. You see, they talk to each other, you see. Yeah, and there was, my good friend, Marta, she got the death sentence yesterday. The rumors will be spreading very quickly among these politicians. They know how to talk to each other, you see. Yeah, I totally recommend this. All right. Be good.